Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life.
What is going on, good people? We have made it to yet another Sunday Funday. This is the Edge Life. Hey, season 2, episode number 14. You are in his house. And listen, baby, it's amazing because they have made it to like a special day that we are celebrating today, which is Mother's Day. Yeah. Absolutely. So we definitely got to give a round of applause to all the mothers.
We're celebrating the mothers today.
Got to celebrate the mamas.
Babies, mamas. Hey.
Y'all know we live in ATL, so that's how we represent.
We 90s babies, that's how we roll.
That's it. So listen, we are excited today. Today we're literally going to share with you what Mama said. Right, we're going to be talking about the things that Mama said, the things that your mama said, my mama said, and we're going to be having some conversation about those things on today. So listen, as you are joining in with us, if you have some things that your mama said, we want to know. So make sure that you put it inside the comment section and let us know what's going on. Also, if you're joining in with us and you're watching us live, please, inside the comment section, let us know. Say hello to us.
Let us know where you're watching
Let us know where you're watching from. Yeah, all that good stuff, because we want to engage with you. And we want you all to engage with us. Mama said.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious about what your mama said. You know, what is that overarching thing? You know, just sitting here and thinking about it. as we've been preparing for the show, like just so many different things, like, racing through my mind that my mom has said, and, some funny things, some things you're like, what the world? What does that really mean?
Yeah. Amy Mack is in his house.
Hey,
Amy Mack is in
Amy,
his house.
Tell us what your mama said.
Give a round of applause for.
Speaking of what your mama said, when Mike said, what did Mike say? Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa.
Listen.
Mama sat on the side of my moccasin.
That's what I thought he said. I thought Mike used to say, and Mike, we're speaking about Michael Jackson. I thought he said, what did it say on the side of my moccasins? What did it say on the side?
What did it say on the side of my moccasins?
That's what I thought he said.
But what did moccasins have anything to do with the song?
I have no idea what do as I do not. Yeah. Hey. Do as I say.
My dad said that.
Yeah.
Amy. So Amy says that her mama said, "Do as I say, not as I do." My dad said that a lot, but he changed it around a little bit. He did a Pat-ism.
Yeah. What did he say? I'm a good example of a bad example?
Yes. See, even you know.
I even know.
You've been around 30 years. You should
I should know. I should know. Yeah. So listen, before we jump into today, first and foremost, if you are joining us live, please go ahead, share this out. There might be some other things that other people's mama nims have said that they want to share, because tonight is going to be a special night as we really just celebrate our mothers and celebrate mothers in general as we talk about things mama nim said.
The mamas out there.
That's right. We're celebrating you.
We're celebrating you. We hope that you're sitting on the couch, just chilling. Your belly's full. Your family fed you swell. All that. Husband cooked Chinese today. He had a little help from the Happy Walk.
Yeah. I did cook Chinese today. I did cook Chinese. I'm telling you, I made it happen. So look, before we jump into this, how's your week? What's going on?
So my week is good.
Because you looking mighty fine while you sitting there with your professor look on today, girl.
No, the pollens have really, really got me. My face is all swollen. So that was a little rough towards the tail end of the week, because I woke up and my Friday, my eye cried all day.
Yes, it did.
My one eye just cried all day long. It looked terrible, but it really wasn't that bad. Just, pollen had gotten in there, went to bed.
It did. It slept in there.
Out in there.
Yeah. It's all good.
It was a good week, a week leading up to a special event. So,
yes.
Just within a few days for a special event for the nonprofit that I lead called Elevation House, ending isolation, economic and social, for adults living with serious mental illness. The shameless plug, elevationhouse.org. Now check it out. But seriously, just trying to keep the stress together and not feel overwhelmed. I got my word board. I think I mentioned that. My word board, Post-it notes going and all of that sort of thing. So how about you? How about your week? Well, before that, I just have to thank my family for making me feel special again. So I get to feel really special at the beginning of the year. Like in the springtime in the first quarter, because like everything is in the first
hits
quarter.
Right there.
Yeah, everything hits for me all together. So don't forget that my love tank might be, getting empty somewhere around August-ish.
Oh, girl, we gonna make it all year. We make it all year thing. Make it all year thing. That's right.
I got a handwritten card from my youngest. My oldest daughter sent me a sweet text message. She always does. The middle daughter sent one to my son, my oldest son, who, if you know him, sleep evades him except for like when everybody else is awake. So, and all he could muster together this morning, he was the first one to wish me Happy Mother's Day. Yeah. Got a big orchid.
That's right.
Came to work on Friday, and what made it not so bad was that Angelina, the young lady that works with me, had brought me some Mother's Day gifts. So kicked it off early.
Yep, that's right.
So enough about me. I had to give you your props.
Appreciate
awesome
it.
card.
Appreciate
it's like 3-dimensional.
Yeah. We went in with the 3D card this year. We had to step it up a little bit.
Cool.
That was actually pretty cool.
That's the coolest card ever.
Yeah.
So how was your week?
Week was good. Had a lot going on this week. Like you, just super busy. Just working hard. Got a group of people that we're working with, and one of our Best You course, and man, they are absolutely killing it. I am loving what I'm seeing, and I'm so super excited about really just where they're going from a direction standpoint. So that's awesome. I got a couple other things just in the wings. that are popping off. Released my case study. So got the case study out and about, and that is popping right now. So yeah, just a lot of little things in the works.
It is that class has been so awesome. It's as much of a blessing to us facilitating it, I think, as it is. I hope as it is to those who are taking it. So super awesome. We talked about 3 things that Jesus did to manage his time.
Time management.
That's from Jesus.
That's
so,
it. That's huge.
That's perfect time management.
That's huge.
Right?
That's huge.
The
that's
keeper
huge.
of time, the creator of time.
Yeah. I think he probably managed time better than anybody we probably know right now. The creator, right? The creator.
I would say that's pretty. Yeah.
Absolutely, the creator.
I would say
Dope. Yeah, but aside from that, like I said, everything's been going just really, really well and really smooth. That doesn't mean perfect. But it means everything's going smooth and it's working the way that it's supposed to work. And I'm like I said, I'm excited because I know that on the other side of whatever this is, like there's something amazing right there. Today was pretty dope. Pastor Tammy spoke at church today, which was
at Crossover Church. At
Crossover Church ATL. That's right. Got to shout out Crossover Church. But
check it out.
But today, the message that she was talking about was really about like expectations, right?
And we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
We did, and that was huge.
Not letting people go, but releasing them from
your expectations, right?
Yeah.
It was huge. I mean, it was a confirming word. She really just got in there. She really looked at the 2 Josephs, which is dope. So if you have not or want to know more about this, go check out crossoverchurchatl.com. Check out the replay because she definitely allowed the Lord to use her on today. So that's what's going on.
We say hello to everybody who's watching, and as we're just like small talking and setting things up, we want to hear from you in the comment section. What's a lesson you learned from your mama?
Yep.
What is a mama said that you have walked away with? Here's one from Amy again. She said, I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not going to stop. Don't say gonna.
Gone. That's right. Go. I'm not going to stop.
You got to swallow all the other letters in that word.
Absolutely.
Say it one more time.
Absolutely.
My dad would, and I know this isn't about dad, but my dad is the sayings dude.
Your dad is.
I kind of get it from him because
your dad is a sayings person.
But he would always, you leave the door open. It could be in the middle of the winter, but he'd talk about, you going to air condition the neighborhood,
Well, listen. Since we've already opened this thing up, let's go ahead and jump into this thing today. Listen, if you have something that your mama said, go ahead and drop it inside of the comments because we're really talking about today things that we've learned from our mother, sayings that they've said, things that have come to pass, things like that. So we're gonna jump in here and have some good conversation and some good fun. I can definitely say Carrie and I, we absolutely love.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading these comments. So you're seeing my face. If you're not listening to this on podcast and you're watching us on YouTube,
I'll put it up there.
Facebook,
I'll put it up there.
I have never heard that one, but it is true.
If you can hum, you can hear it. You can hear it.
If I done sense, I say this to Kai all the time. He'll say,
"Oh, that's a good one."
He'll ask me a question. I'm not answering a question that you know the answer to. I don't know how many times I tell this child, he is always a setup. The other thing that Kai does is he'll try to smack talk you to make you do something he wants you to do. I bet you can't get out there and shoot a 3 in my eyes.
I bet I'll break your ankles today.
I bet I'll break your ankles. Like, I want to go outside so you can break my ankles. But anyways, that's what our kids say. Oh, yes, a hard head. Yes, Demetrius.
Yes.
Definitely have heard that one. A hard head makes
for
a soft
behind.
Yeah. Behind. He said but
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Some do it anyway.
do it anyway.
Because I said so.
Do it anyways, right?
Did your mama ever say that because I said so? You say why?
Well, no, why was not a good saying.
Allowed?
Why wasn't a good saying in my household? My mom had good aim. I think she should have been a pitcher.
Your mom threw things.
Hey, she had good aim. I mean, my mom, she can work it out.
Okay, so your mom would throw stuff.
So
my mom had a great backhand.
Ooh.
So she should have been like, John McEnroe.
Ooh, she could have been an MMA fighter.
My mom had that
fighter.
Serena Williams going on. She had a good backhand,
That's right.
She over there talking about, ace.
You were silly.
Ace on my ace. I mean,
Yeah. So I'm like,
Ooh, I did not say it, y'all.
Ooh, something like that.
Yeah.
Bring it back, y'all. Bring it back.
Just had a moment. And my mom's backhand had a ring on it. You know, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. She liked me enough. She put a ring on it
My
number
mama
of times.
used to always say, "Come here to me. Let me slap your face."
Come here to me and let me slap your face. Anybody's mama ever said they gonna slap that smile off your face?
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah. That was a good one too. I'm gonna slap the look off your face.
I'm gonna slap that look off your face.
Mm-hmm.
How about when you start crying and you can't stop?
Ooh,
you better shut it up.
You better well, I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it always ended.
And the way I think my mama would say it this way, she would say, hush up all that crying before I give you something to cry about.
Hush up all that
was hush up all that crying before I give you something to cry about. Yeah.
Stay out all you want, but you going to church.
Hey, look, stay out as late as you want. But tomorrow, you going to church tomorrow. I'm just letting y'all know.
What you're not going to do is miss church. What you're not going to do.
What you're not going to do. Yeah, what you're not going to do.
I tell my kids to get out of the refrigerator all the time. Get out that refrigerator. I'm cooking. What is that? Any other moms out there, like you start cooking and now all of a sudden the smell just draws everybody in and they in the fridge.
Or they go to the potato chips.
And I have like a galley kitchen. Like my kitchen is huge, y'all, but the part where you cook, it's like, you're in a boat. Like we're in the Navy.
Right.
In the Navy.
Y'all see what I'm just laughing at you.
Was that from what's the Village People?
I missed that song.
Come on now, somebody knows. Oh, Demetrius said,
fix your face. Yeah, fix your face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You better. That was a good one. Fix your face. Fix your face.
How about the look?
The look was the powerful thing. The look was the powerful thing.
That took the place of the words.
The look, cause like my mom would have a look, and she really didn't have to. The look was like, and like, yeah, that you gotta pull your lip in.
That's what they say. The kids say you do, like the lip.
Well, I might have got it honest. I might have got it on. Like I'll never forget the one time that I got in trouble because you know that I have been suspended from school one time, right? Oh. Yeah. Yes. I mean, so y'all, for those of you who don't know and have never heard this story, I got suspended from school, and I got suspended from school because I was on my way to school, like literally on my way to school, and my mama was probably watching this right now, and she can attest to this, but I was on my way to school, and I had the bright idea that I was sitting in the back of the bus with the cool kids, right? So I'm sitting in the back of the bus with the cool kids, and Raquel Gonzalez, right? I'll never forget this. Raquel Gonzalez was sitting more towards the front of the bus. Now I'm in the back of the bus. Raquel Gonzalez is in the front of the bus. So I'm getting emotional now. On my way to school, y'all, I had this epiphany because I was being cool on the bus that I was going to chuck a moon at Raquel Gonzalez from the back of the bus. Now y'all can imagine this. I'm in the back of the bus. Raquel's in the front of the bus. You know who else is in the front of the bus? The bus driver. You know what the bus driver has in the front of the bus? She got that long mirror that goes all the way across so she can see everybody in the back of the bus. Well, I didn't think. I didn't think too much of that, but I sure enough remember. I said, "Hey, Raquel," and I gave it all to her, y'all, like the whole full shebanga banger, like all of it. And the bus driver looked up, and I guess she was looking in the mirror, and I gave it to the bus driver also. So, nonetheless, the bus driver, she like radioed the school. She was like, "Breaker 19, I'm bringing in Philip to the office because she done moon."
Yeah, she gonna beat the brakes off.
Now here's the thing. Like when I got off the bus, I'll never forget it. Dr. Shaheen, that was the principal. She met me coming off the bus.
This is serious, y'all. He's remembering these names.
Dr. Shaheen, she met me coming off the bus, and when she met me coming off the bus, she said, "Philip, I am so disappointed in you. I'll never forget." And I was sitting there like, what's getting ready to happen now? So she brought me into her office. She lectured me, but while she lectured me, she called my mom. And then my mom had to come up to the school to like get me. And y'all, she was sitting there like literally, and we were in there in Dr. Shaheen's office. I'm sitting there with my mom like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die tonight. Like I'm gonna die twice. I'm gonna die and then they're gonna revive me. And then I'm gonna die again because when my daddy get home, then I'm gonna die again. So literally, I'm sitting there, and my mom was giving me that look, and that's why I'm even telling this story because she was giving me that look like I'm going to.
She couldn't do everything she wanted to at school.
Yeah, no. But she was like,
because it was against the law.
As soon as we get home, I am going to literally beat the brakes off.
How about, mama saying, well, wait till your dad gets home. I don't know if y'all had that. There's a bunch here. Demetra says you either going to be in or out, but you're going to be in and out my house.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
I was having that conversation earlier today when my door opened like 400 times.
You couldn't even take a good nap today.
Oh, it was terrible. How about this? I'll knock you into next week. That was one of my dad's favorite sayings. He also would say, I beat you till your nose bleed. Now, I want y'all to know, like, the statute of limitations have ended. And I was never beaten until my nose bled. It was just a threat that I did not want to test.
Yeah,
they say these things.
Well, you never want to test it.
I'll make a new one.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
Test it out.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll make a new one.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's serious right there. That's
Amy
serious.
says, do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Yeah.
Yeah, especially because y'all know, like, when we were growing up, we tried to be real sneaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought we were being sneaky, and our parents definitely looked at us and said, do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? And Amy, I hear you. Your grandma drove the bus, so you could not do nothing. It was over.
Yeah, I feel bad for those of you whose parents like worked at the school.
My dad used to drive the bus, not my bus, but
he drove his own bus to school.
Yeah, listen, in South Carolina,
how they do in the country. Y'all,
in South Carolina, my dad was a senior in high school and drove the bus.
17, y'all. Driving
the bus
to school,
like the big bus. I ain't talking about the little short bus. I'm talking the big bus.
Y'all he said not the short bus.
The big bus.
Wrap your mind around this.
It's
a 17-year-old senior in high school is picking your kids, and not just like high school kids.
Yeah,
like because in the country they just pick them all up. Kindergarten through high school, all on the same bus.
Hey, Easy D was driving the bus, man. He was driving that bus on the dirt roads.
And your dad drive real slow. Did he always drive slow?
I don't know. Dad, did you always drive slow?
He does drive slow, y'all. I remember the first time that I went on a family trip with them, y'all. We stopped at every rest stop from here to New York. And I wanted to cry and get out and just walk back to Louisville, Kentucky. I was like, they don't drive like we do. It must be a black folk thing. Because white folk, we get in a car, boy, we just drive till the wheels fall off.
Y'all put Pampers on. Y'all be putting them Pampers on, man. Y'all like, we ain't stopping. You just put on this Pamper. That's it.
That is a true story, y'all.
That's it, man. That's it. Y'all put the Pampers on.
No, you put pull-ups on because they're a little bigger.
See? Hey, look. I was joking.
We ain't stopping. I was afraid, y'all. When I would ride with other people on trips, I was afraid to ask folks if we could stop. Because you don't stop to ask to go to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
You just hold it. So I had to learn bladder control as a child. I promise the statutes of limitations have ended.
Hey,
I was not abused or neglected as a child.
Yeah, hey, that was
I did not have any kidney problems, bladder problems, etc.
So what's something that your mom used to say to you or share with you?
Lessons learned from my mom.
Yeah.
So now that we're through all the funny stuff, let's try to get serious.
We gonna bring it back.
Yeah, let's reel it back in. I think one of the things that my mom,
hold on a second.
I'm a jerk and not.
I'll jerk and not.
I always that was said. I think by both of my parents. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure.
But just the imagery of how that would even happen. Where did that even come from?
I don't know.
I'm a jerk and not. It had to be something from country folk out there in the woods.
We didn't say that one. We didn't say that one, but I can see it. I can see it.
Your folks didn't say that?
We didn't say jerk a knot in your tail.
Oh, yes, mine did.
Yours
Maybe
did?
That's a white folk thing.
It might be. Pampers, jerk a knots, jerk a knots.
It's like a juggernaut. Jerk-a-knot.
I'm telling you.
No, but with all seriousness, as I was sitting there thinking about all the stuff that, my mom just taught me, a lot of what I learned from my mom was not so much in what she said. It was more so in what she modeled.
That's good.
But I do remember my mom always telling me that I'm not better than anybody else. And what she meant was not that I'm not good. Or I'm not that good, or I'm not that great. So, some of y'all in there like, oh, she shouldn't have said no.
You're not better than anybody else.
No,
yeah.
but what she really meant is that, I shouldn't think more highly of myself than I ought to,
right,
which is biblical. And that I shouldn't look down on other people.
That's good.
That no matter where people come from, their life circumstances and things of that nature, that I should never look at someone's life, their upbringing, their situation, their circumstances, and look down upon anybody.
Yeah.
That we are all precious. We are all equal. We all have a story to tell.
Yeah.
We all have worth and value to bring to the world, and that really set a good framework for me and the way that I look at people now. I think it has a lot to do. And, Amy even talked about, she mentioned that for her, the lesson was selflessness. And, my mom is an extremely, still to this day, selfless person. She just give you anything and everything. And sometimes even to a fault.
Right.
But seeing my mom, really display that selflessness, and just sharing with me that, look, you can't look down upon people. Always be there to give a hand up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
To lift people up.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that, because I can see how that has really impacted your life. And I definitely see that in your mom even now. I mean, your mom is one of those people who has the door open for everybody. She definitely is one of the most selfless people that I know. I remember even growing up, being in high school, all my friends, like whenever I was over there, it was like they came over. You know what I'm saying?
My house was that house.
Yeah. And she welcomed everybody in when, honestly speaking, I mean, she didn't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was able to stand on those values even when it hurt. And that's really real. You know what I'm saying? That's really real. But again, it not only impacted you, I see how it's impacted your sister as well. You know what I'm saying? So like your entire family. And then from that, like the outer family was impacted by the things that she stood on, by saying things like, you know what, you're not better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
It's the whole like least of these kind of mentality.
Yep.
And everybody felt like family.
Yeah.
Like everybody was family.
Yeah.
And I think, even the way we function is very much an extension of that legacy that my mom and my dad, that's an inside joke with our son Trey, but they both really instilled that. But I can remember my mom saying specifically, you're not better than anybody else.
Yeah.
She never let me talk down or negative or poorly about anybody. And, I never heard my mom gossip.
Right.
I never heard her talk about anybody else's family.
Right.
Anybody else's children. Never. I never have heard my mom put her mouth on anybody or their family.
Yeah. And like I said,
I just lived by that.
I can attest to that. I mean, I just think she is just she is one of those super loving people, and she loves hard. I saw your sister today on one of her Facebook posts. She said something to the extent, and I'll mess it all up, but she was like, my mom basically rode for us. You know what I'm saying? She loves hard, and that was one of the things that she definitely has instilled in her whole family. She loves very, very hard, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. How about you?
I think, for me, my mom, first of all, my mom has always been my biggest cheerleader, right? Yeah. And no matter where I go, no matter what I've done, my mom has always like been there cheering for me. I mean, games, school. I mean, it did matter. My mom was cheering for me. Especially, like when I was young, my dad he would be working or what have you. But my mom was a rider, man. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that my mom really taught me was that, family, you stick together.
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Family, you stick together. Like literally, you gonna ride together. And I watch my mom nowadays. They talk to my grandmother. Her and my dad. They talk to my grandmother probably about 5 o'clock every single morning because my grandma call them. But there is this thing about your family and how you hold your family near and dear. My mom and her brothers and her brother and her sister, they are so close. You know what I'm saying? Just so they stick together. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, just watching the way that she moved, I learned that from her. My dad also, you know what I mean? But my mom, I watched the way that she moved and she maneuvered and she loved people. My mom, like your mom, is one of those people who invite people in.
Yeah, I always felt welcome.
You know what I mean?
At your house.
Yeah.
You know, I always felt like part of the family. You know, they try to use me as a science experiment and try to make me, you know, eat chitlins and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, Carrie was a trooper on the chitlins, though. She was a trooper on the chitlins.
I ate my whole plate.
She did.
But with hot sauce.
With some hot sauce now. With some hot sauce.
And I even smelled them beforehand. So, you know, to be honest, never no, my mom was not anything that smelled. So we were Catholic, y'all, but my mom didn't cook fish. So during Lent, we had to go out and eat every Friday. Yeah, every Friday. So we kind of looked forward to that. Right. You know, every Friday during Lent, we would go out to eat because she was not cooking anything smelly. So definitely wasn't getting collard greens or chitlins. Hey. That was not happening in my household. Hey, in my household, my mom, she hooked it up. She hooked it up. But with that, like I said, you know, she welcomed everybody in and she loved everyone. So that was one of the subtle things. And that was a very... Even the food aspect, not to cut you off, but the food aspect, that was a very, that was something I think that I kind of learned from your mom, because I don't remember my mom ever, like, the food thing wasn't like, but I love on, you know, my kids, my girls bring their boyfriends, y'all, they have boyfriends, and their friends here, and I always like, want to feed them, and I think that was a bit of an extension of the hospitality that I learned, because I saw the love that your mom and your grandmother, your aunt, Aunt Tammy, you know, that they put their love into that food. And I think that's a very Southern trait that, you know, having been around your family for 30 years, I just kind of picked that up from them. But it was an extension. You know, it's funny. I remember when my friend Sean, he came and spent the night, like the first time he spent the night. And my mom woke up and she was putting her love all up in that egg and spam sandwich, y'all. And my friend Sean was like, "What is this? I've never had." And now, again, for me, I'm like it's spam. Like, what do you mean? But Sean was like, "Man, I ain't never had this." And he said, "Man, that spam tastes like a steak." And that's just an extension, just going back to what you said about how you just put love in it. You know what I'm saying? You extend hospitality. You know what I'm saying? Like even in a egg and spam sandwich, and somebody might need to go check one of those out, because that right there, that's good eats right there. That's good something eats. You learn from your mama. Yeah. What else did you learn from your mom, or what are some sayings or things that you picked up from her? Well, one of the other things that I was just thinking about, and you've kind of alluded to it, but is that we don't give up on each other. We have to sometimes let some things go, but we don't give up on each other. So I watched both of my parents, but I really watched as my mom struggled through reconciling us being in an interracial relationship, because it went against what she was raised to believe, but yet she had taught me to love everyone, right? And to not judge people again. And so I saw her struggle with reconciling that more so than my dad. But one of the things that I saw, you know, her biggest struggle was she was concerned about how other people would treat us and our children. Here, y'all, we're just dating. We're like 16 and 15. And she worried about our children. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Pump your brakes. I never even thought about that until recently when I was thinking about that whole... She was already thinking about our children, but we were only 15 and 16. So she must have seen something. She must have known, like she could just tell, you know, that kind of thing. Mom's intuition. But anyways, her biggest struggle with that was she was fearful of how the world would treat us, how the world would treat our children, and to look down on us, to treat us poorly. So again, it goes back to that first concept. And I saw her struggle to reconcile her feelings of everything she had taught me and everything that she held near and dear, and how she loved us and she wanted to protect us. And, you know, the whole issue of race, like, brought everything kind of to like a pinnacle. And, you know, forced her into a place to, like, you know, making a decision. And one of the things that she did was, like, literally her family, her siblings, who were so important to her. Like the relationship she has with her siblings. I mean, y'all, they came down here a couple of years back and surprised her. That was for Christmas, right? Christmas, birthday.
It was one of the holidays. I think Christmas.
But anyways, you know, they got an Airbnb just recently. They've grown closer as they've gotten older, actually, and you know, time and space has separated them. But I saw my mom, like, literally, because she was gonna ride for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically, well, not basically, but for real, say, because Judge Judy wouldn't like for me to say basically. Yeah, that's, if you watch Judge Judy, my mom does. She tells Judge Judy you're not supposed to say basically. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm trying not to cry, so I'm kind of skirting around the issue. But I watched her separate herself from people that she loved.
Yeah.
Because of her love for me and for what I loved. And that was a lesson, you know, that you love hard. And sometimes you have to let other things in your life go for the people that are closest to you and for what they love.
Right.
You know, to love what someone else loves and to love it ferociously.
Yeah.
To the point that you're willing to say, you know what, if you can't support them in this endeavor or whatever, then I can't be in that relationship with you. So like literally for several years, my mom did not attend family functions because we were not welcome. But you know what? Because my mom stood for that, and supported us, that whole thing changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah, it did.
Of my family.
It did.
And literally that has been like spoken out loud. Like one of my uncles, my godfather, actually was like, you know, because of what I've seen through Philip and Carrie, it's changed my whole perspective on life, and it's made my life so much fuller.
Yeah.
So much more that I've been able to experience the love of life and the joy that there is in that. And, you know, you saw it through us, but the reason you saw it is because my mom stood.
Yeah. Yep.
She stood for me when everyone else stood against me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I stand with people when the world stands against them, and why I'm motivated to do the things that I do, because she did that.
Hey man,
sorry.
You over here trying, we trying to smile, and you don't got a lump in my throat, man, and everything.
Talk about it. Woo! Like, talk about it. Woo! Like, who else is gonna stand with you when the world stands against you?
This is true.
You better have someone that can stand for you. That's why I stand for my kids. I don't care.
Yep.
Like, you can judge them, you can say stuff about them if you want to, but I am a mama bear, and I will ferociously come after you and stand in love for my kids.
Right.
I may not always agree with them, but we don't ever disagree outside of these walls of this house.
That's it.
Together we stand united. You know, we are an army that moves as one.
That's right.
You know, that's my family.
That's right.
So,
and even talking about this, you know, it's so interesting how both of our moms bring this same ferociousness, if you will.
Yeah, I couldn't think of another.
Yeah. I mean,
it was really ferocious. Like, you don't mess with their kids.
They do. Like. I remember times when, my mom would be like, "Hey, look, let's go. We going down the street." You know what I'm saying? We'll fight the whole neighborhood. We will fight the whole neighborhood if we need to. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if our moms like teamed up.
Oh,
like, you
man.
don't need Voltron.
Oh man.
Let some bad guys.
Marsha and Marla. What? Hey.
Not today. No. What I look like, Boo Boo the Fool? Not today.
That's right. But that was the thing, you know. I mean, even my mom, like going back to what you were speaking about, you know, my mom was similar in that, you know, she taught me to value me, right? My mom has taught me that I can do anything and I can be anything, and she would not allow me to not be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't necessarily come out and say, "Look, you're going to be great," but she was like, she would not allow me to not be great. You know, you may not understand it. It may not make sense, but you are going to be great. And my mom would work with me to pull that out of me.
Yeah.
A lot of that came through the way that she loved me. And you know, y'all, when I was young, I got in trouble a lot. You know what I'm saying? But my mom loved me in all of that. You know, she loved my brother and my sister and all of that.
And
and
still
that,
does.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Even when
like
she doesn't agree
wow,
with the things that they're,
yeah,
you know.
that like that mama bear instinct. It taught me really how to love even like our children. You know what I'm saying? So even going back to what you're saying, you know, I may not necessarily always agree, but you're not going to talk about mine. You're not going to come against mine, because then we have a real problem.
Yeah, then we got a problem.
If you want to see me mad, talk about my wife or my kids. You will see a different side of me. And for my Christian people, I will repent later. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Like that's just being really real. And I learned that. I learned that watching my mom. I learned that watching your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that our families have instilled in us, you know? And when I think about that, I think that same way that your mom loves, my mom loves, that's the way that Christ loves us. Yep. He has that ferocious love for
Absolutely.
us. He's always chasing after us. Like you can't like turn off the type of love that he has, just like you can't turn off the love that your mom and my mom
push
have.
Them far enough away.
No, you can't.
They don't care. They're gonna keep coming. They're gonna keep pursuing you with reckless abandon. They're coming.
That's right.
They're coming for
That's
you.
right. That's right. And that right there, that's awesome to know that there is you can't run away from that love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go away. Like even when you get mad and frustrated, you still can't run away from that kind of love. And that right there is something that I believe is powerful. That's and honestly, that's a trait that everybody don't got that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. You know, and another thing from my mom that I got was, you know, just sheer determination. Like my mom is a fighter. You know, she comes from a family of 12. You know, they didn't have a whole lot, but they had each other.
Right.
You know, her mom had some struggles. Like 10 kids, that's a lot to deal with. My mom had her own mental health struggles and, you know, some battles and that sort of thing she wouldn't mind me mentioning. But I saw my mom literally fight for everything.
Yeah.
You know, get to a breaking point and just literally like on her own. You know, yeah, and I know it wasn't on her own. I know it was the power of God and, you know, her consistent prayer. My mom was not a super spiritual, super religious person, but it was obvious that she had a relationship with God. You know, and now we talk about that more than I ever, you know, than we did when I was little. It wasn't something that, you know, I knew my mom was praying or any of that. But now I have this revelation. My mom was doing that. But my mom, you know, even now with her health, you know, stage 4 COPD, emphysema, Lyme's disease, congestive heart failure, all these things, she does not let, I mean, she gets down. I mean, it's normal for those sorts of things, but she doesn't let anything get the best of her.
Right.
And I've learned that from my mom. Like whatever life brings you, you're able. God has made you well able. You know, it cannot get the best of you.
That's right.
You're not gonna let it win. So I'm determined, hard-headed. I don't let anything win. Nothing's gonna beat me.
Right.
You know, because I've seen my mom be a fighter and stand and fight whatever it is. You know, so many different times. And there were times where she fought. She did it for us, and there were other times where she learned to fight for herself. Because my mom is such a selfless person, it took her a long time to learn that she had to fight for herself first.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I mean, that we have talked about some good things today. You know, one last thing I will say that I learned from my mom is the power of creativity. Because, you know, my mom can get real creative, like, especially not just in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But she can get super creative, like trying to figure out how we put stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like I know there are many times, like I would even something as simple as go in the kitchen and look and be like, ain't nothing in there. And she like, shoot, man, there's plenty of stuff in there. And I'm like, how did you do that? but just being able to be creative and put things together. I think that's that's a powerful lesson that I learned and I continue to learn. So
Tupac said his mom knew how to make $1 out of 15 cents.
That's it.
And it's the truth.
That's
like
it.
there's just this
That's it.
innate thing inside of moms.
Yep.
That we just, God has given us this creative ability to look at something and be able to call it into existence.
That's
as
right.
something that it's not. But
yep.
it then
but
becomes.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not, but it is.
Yep.
It is. It's
Yep.
going to be.
Yep. It's going to be. That's
it's
right.
It's going to be.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right. That's
absolutely.
right. Well, I'm going to say this. I hope that you all have enjoyed, man, just being able to come and chop it up a little bit about things that Mama said. As we're talking about this on Mother's Day and celebrating moms. If you all have some other things, please feel free to go ahead. Keep putting them in the comments box. We'll definitely take a look at those, and we'll continue to watch those for those of you who are watching on the replay.
Absolutely. And those of you who are watching on the replay, make sure you put #replay. Let us know where you're watching or listening from.
That's
and then
right.
also, go ahead and put, what did your mama say? What is the life lesson that you learned from your mom? There is just so much. And we just celebrate all the life lessons, all the investments that our moms have made. Natural moms, and let's not forget those spiritual moms.
That's right.
Some of us today, we recognize the fact that today can be a little traumatic, a little difficult for some folks who maybe didn't have what God's intention was for as a mom in their lives as a young person. We pray that you reach out and connect with someone who has that nurturing ability. We all need that in our lives. And we thank those who extend themselves, even though they're not the natural mom.
That's right.
To cover people like moms. So shout out to every mom, spiritual and natural.
And with that being said, y'all, we will get with you next week. Next Sunday, same time. Tell somebody about what's going on. Make sure you share this out, because I thought I told you that we won't stop. We not going to stop. You heard about our mamas. They don't stop, and we ain't going to quit neither. So we will see y'all next week on another session of The Edge Live. Y'all be easy now.
Peace.
Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh.